And who is that?
Terence Crawford. That's it. You know, I'm 41-0 for a reason. You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes.
Our job is to line it up. And us fighters, we're warriors. We always want to fight the best.
Floyd Mayweather has issued a warning to Crawford after the controversial talks about who would win. He made it clear that this warning is a caution about chasing something that might never come. Floyd believes Crawford could be chasing a ghost because the Mayweather who dominated the sport retired on his own terms and isn't about to let anyone rewrite that legacy.
And me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd told Smith that boxing isn't just about who's stronger today, but who controlled the stage when it mattered. In his view, Crawford entering his mid-30s is too late to request a fight that could have drawn the biggest numbers earlier.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah. No.
That message came during a heated debate on Stephen A. Smith's platform, where Floyd faced Crawford in a rare back-and-forth that the boxing world immediately noticed. Mayweather was calm, but his words carried weight. He told Crawford, "You can win all you want, even beat the guys I never fought, but you're not rewriting my history." In doing so, Floyd highlighted his own era while pointing out that Crawford arrived too late to face him in the ring.
I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose because now society has shaped things to where if a fighter lose, they talk so bad about, oh, he's a bum. I knew he was overrated. Oh, y'all hyped him up, and now they got to hear it. But back in the day, they didn't have social media. You know what I mean? So all that wasn't in their face.
But this isn't just two fighters talking past each other. It's a debate fans, fighters, and analysts are weighing in on. Even current fighters like Ryan Garcia have joined the discussion. During a recent segment on Ring Magazine's Inside the Ring, Garcia challenged Mayweather's legacy. When LaShawn McCoy said nobody changed the game like Floyd, Garcia interjected, in a bad way. He argued that Floyd didn't just master boxing in the ring, but also the business of timing, picking fights when it suited him and often facing opponents past their prime. Garcia claimed Floyd's perfection came more from smart matchmaking than from facing the toughest competition, and that after Floyd, boxing shifted toward protecting records rather than chasing the hardest fights.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to...
That's where Max Kellerman stepped in with his own perspective. Known as one of the sharper voices in boxing media, he explained why Crawford might have a stronger case for legacy than Floyd, depending on the viewpoint. Kellerman noted that Floyd picked and chose his fights, especially after leaving lightweight, so despite a deeper resume, people remember he avoided certain opponents at certain times. Crawford, on the other hand, consistently went after everyone, and that consistency matters to many fans.
Floyd versus Triple G.
Listen, man.
Floyd didn't fight him, and Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same.
And that's the sticking point, resume versus intent. Mayweather's resume is filled with big names: De La Hoya, Pacquiao, Cotto, Hatton, Marquez, Mosley, Gotti, Corrales, and more. But critics like Garcia and Kellerman argue that timing diminishes the impact. By 2015, Pacquiao was older and slowing down. Mosley was 38 after a long layoff. Cotto had already taken heavy punishment, and Canelo had to fight at a catchweight at just 23. Floyd still won all those fights, but for critics, the asterisk never fully disappears.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight. And that's what led him to be so great, you know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, you know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
On the other hand, Crawford's list of names isn't as deep, but the intent behind them is different. He didn't worry about timing. He faced Sean Porter when Porter was still a tough challenge, dismantled Errol Spence at 35, and shocked everyone by beating Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. Crawford's issue wasn't avoiding fights, it was that promoters and networks avoided him. As a high-risk, low-reward fighter under top rank, He spent years trying to secure marquee fights that never came. By the time he finally faced Spence, he was already well into his 30s.
We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed?
Now he's 38, undefeated at 42-0, with undisputed titles across 3 weight divisions and a list of notable wins including Gamboa, Postal, Jeff Horn, Porter, Spence, and Alvarez. Compared to Mayweather's 50 wins, the numbers favor Floyd. 8 fewer wins may not seem like much, but in a legacy debate, every number matters. Still, Crawford holds a card Floyd never played, moving into a 6th weight class. If he drops to middleweight and wins a belt, he'll achieve something Mayweather never attempted. Floyd stopped at 154, while he made plenty of history there, he never chased 6 divisions. Crawford's ambition to continually seek bigger challenges might be what ultimately shifts the conversation.
Floyd had a lot of craft that mimicked some of the things that Sugar Ray did. So does Terence. And Terence is psychologically a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the same kind of capacity to be charming and then in the next 30 seconds to turn on his fire. And that, I think, is part of what he's going to take into the ring against Canelo.
The timing of their careers adds another layer. Crawford won his first world title in 2014, just a year before Floyd defeated Pacquiao and Berto to finish his run. The overlap was brief, but it existed. Had Floyd stayed active, a fight could have happened. By then, however, Mayweather was protecting his legacy, not seeking new challenges. On Stephen A. Smith's show, Floyd's message was clear: don't ask now. If the fight was meant to happen, it would have occurred when the money and interest were at their peak. That time is gone, and Crawford's current wins can't retroactively bring Floyd back into the ring.
The thing about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got a pioneer, right? Yeah, you got it.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out.
That doesn't stop fans from imagining the matchup. Mayweather at 147 was a defensive master, nearly impossible to hit cleanly, breaking opponents down round by round. He went 12-0 at welterweight from 28 to 38, dominating the division for a decade. Crawford at 147 was more explosive, a switch hitter with finishing power and a natural aggression. He went 8-0 in 5 years, often stopping opponents decisively. He's taller, longer, and more versatile in both stance and style.
Crawford wasn't running from him. He was, he was very confident that he could stand there and trade, a lot of times with Canelo.
Crawford fought a brilliant fight. He fought a brilliant fight. He stayed at the right range. He didn't engage with Canelo when Canelo was trying to get him to engage with him. And he took control of the fight. He did what he wanted when he wanted.
In a hypothetical matchup, Crawford's size and aggression would have challenged Floyd's defense like few others. Some fans compare it to Paul Williams, another tall, high-volume welterweight who was considered a tough puzzle for Floyd, which is why that fight never happened. Add Crawford's adaptability and southpaw power, and it's easy to see why many think Floyd might have finally had to work hard to maintain his undefeated record.
But so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, Crawford might have surpassed T.
But Mayweather's defenders argue that his style was perfectly designed to neutralize aggression. He wasn't just fast and slick, he was efficient. He didn't need to throw 70 punches, landing the right 25 and making opponents miss 50 was enough. Against Crawford, who can shift momentum mid-fight, Floyd might have frustrated him like he did with Canelo in 2013 or shut down Ricky Hatton's pressure in 2007. Stage control was another factor. Floyd was the pay-per-view king, able to dominate entire weekends with his fights. Crawford never reached that level, even after beating Spence and Canelo. Floyd's influence came not just from skill, but from controlling when, where, and how fights happened. Crawford, despite his greatness, never had that leverage.